whoosh. It's our cue to get on. Whoosh.
Good morning.
Good morning from wherever you are. You know, I'm mad remote right now. I'm out here wherever I am.
You got hay rolling down the street.
Nah, I ain't rolling down the street. My 6'4".
Somebody said, "Hey, you got hay rolling down the street."
Oh, nah. I ain't got no hay down the street. Got none in the barn. I ain't got none of that. But I'm gonna finish this apple. Well, we get started. Apple a day keeps the suckers away. That's the deal. You know what I'm saying? Welcome everybody. Hello, we can get all collegial. Welcome everybody to another broadcast of Wait. It's now we going to the evolution. Oh, I ain't even got the backdrop of here. I'm hectic, but this is we evolving. I'm just gonna drop it today. You know, we're rebranding the name to ASK Heyward CPA today. You might have noticed that in the brief promo I just scheduled. But it's on the Heyward CPA Live Network. You know, I always gotta always have a name. Oh, Joe, look, I'm so hectic. Look, the light that went off, my camera went off because I'm always trying to do too much. But not a problem. See, I got like, you know, I got various camera situations going on here. But yeah, we got the Heyward CPA Live situation, the Heyward CPA Live Network, but this is now Ask Heyward CPA. So we ask a lot of questions. You ask the questions, we'll give you the answers, and that's what we're doing from you know, moving forward. I was going to officially launch it in July. I can't believe it's almost July, for real. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing here? Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
so
it was just 2026 in the beginning.
Yeah, it was just Happy New Year 2026. So now you're getting a little more insight into where I am. But you hadn't guessed I'm in a room. Okay, so I'm traveling. On family business. I'm on family business right now. So, but this is, I guess, technically the first episode of Ask Heyward CPA. So that's what we got going on with the man with the answers, the head coach of Biztherapy Coaching. Kory Franklin, y'all. Kory Franklin. Yeah. Right. The kids love me. Kids love you. And there's the adults. So they on there for you. They're here today. So yeah, we have an interesting show today that came out of some stuff I was doing. I was actually in the hospital when I came up with this, but yeah, tell the people what you got going on. I'm gonna go fix my camera real quick.
Yeah, no, this Saturday, you know, Saturday. It is Saturday, right? Yesterday felt like a Saturday, though.
It did. It absolutely
time, right? Yeah, time is shit. I think that's what I mean. Why time is moving so fast, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. Matter of fact, I think I was out near you sometime yesterday in that state. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, come to find out, we went the same route because they didn't take us the normal route. So
okay,
we went all the way up to the intersection, the internet, you know, where they converge.
Yeah.
You know, like that. But
you know, my niece got married yesterday.
Okay.
And it was it's surreal for me. You know, she's not just my niece. You know, it used to be me and her for a good part of in the beginning. You know, I was in babysitting mode, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But we would go wherever. When I was off, I would have her, and we would try to go to the mall, hang out, go see grandparents, aunties, uncles until her father and mother got off and I had to take her home. You
Wow.
know.
So now she getting married, right?
He's married, fully married.
Yo, that's wild, right?
Crazy work right there.
Nah, I get that because I mean, it's just people. I mean, like, it's people's kids or whatever. I mean, they like making moves. I'm like, yo, for real? I'm like, like, word.
Yeah,
So
I think we feel like, I don't know, when we get to this certain age, where are we at? We just trying to maintain, I think, right, and make
yeah,
sure we okay for when we get older if we make it that way, you know. But they still, the young folks are still engaging. They're in sixth gear,
hmm
just riding through.
and they learning. I mean, they learning on. I think they're learning on a macro level. Like they
Yeah,
get hit with a whole bunch of stuff,
yeah,
and I think if you choose to, at our point, is you start getting more micro, you start getting more details, you
correct,
start learning because you've had these years of learning,
correct.
but now it's like get deeper,
Yeah.
along with taking care of the morning aches and pains and trying to prevent them over the next.
Talk about on KWK, man, success and life is in the details, even the consequences, right?
mm,
You know,
mm. KWK, this is a nice show.
conversations with core, right?
Yep.
Uh, but also, I think I'm gonna ride this way for a little bit. Is decisions. Remember, I did that on the show as well.
Oh yeah, decisions was big.
Decisions.
Yeah, you got a little, you got like you could kind of coin that.
Yeah, decisions are loyal to decisions, right? Like, so be careful of the decisions that you make because it's going to follow the other decisions that come after.
Oh, absolutely. You're not walking away from it. So it's you know, but that's also the difference in youth versus less youth. I call it
You like that?
like
Bless
you
you.
made enough decisions to understand that concept. You
Right.
know, so when you're in the youth phase, and I'm saying it like that because it's never ending. Um,
Yeah.
no matter what your chronological age is, you learn if you choose to. You can learn stuff
True.
and
True.
remember what you had going on and all this other mess. So but that is a excellent. I don't even know how we did that. Excellent segue into what we're discussing today. I'll give a little bit of backdrop to this right here. So, as you may or may not know, I historically go on these tangents. Well, okay, most of y'all don't know this because y'all don't hear me doing the tangents. But I, I go on these tangents about people using words. Now, this is just a set here. Look, this is the honest truth. Um, the barrier to entry into going into business or saying you're in business is none. You know, like I can go downstairs and say I'm in the logistics business because I drive a car, and I could just say that. You know, hey, I got a company of XYZ. There's no barrier. People are not going to check you because our business owners are viewed. It's another title. It's a social title. So during my years of being in business, I've run into a lot of people that have been performing business malpractice. And they say things. They say things. And so as you get to this stage, like we're saying what we're working on, we realize we have to get deeper, we have to get better. and you start really, getting into the terms or even more advanced terms, and you go back and you hear people using terms where they don't know what they're talking about. It's for some, me, it gets a little, uh, annoying. Okay, let's just say that. So this week, I just happened to be sitting down. I said, you know what? I'm going to change things. That's what's happening too. It's not just a name change here. I personally doing this on air. This is what I'm talking about. I am saying right now, today, I am here to teach people. I want to share what I know with people. That's what I want to do. The success of our firm is based on sharing and teaching, advising. So I said, you know what? I'm going to explore the misuse of these terms. And talk to my man, Sea Lord, right? And he was, we got and, what was funny though, is Sea Lord like pulled them some, I guess some other conversations too. Sea Lord just kind of pulled them out, man. Like, boom. I was like, wow, that's kind of scary. But what we have come up with. And I even created an internal document for us to share something. This is how committed we are to this as a business. What we're coming up with is commonly misused terms in business. Because folks, no matter what you do, no matter what you work in, you have to understand what you're talking about. Simple as that. You gotta know what you got going on. What's happening? Who's doing what? Like, what's going on? So today, what we're gonna answer or attempt to answer are the commonly misused terms in business. That's right. The words everyone uses and almost no one defines correctly. Mm, 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 mm. Something else there, right? So
Strong start.
yeah, so this is not going to be clinical, but we're going to try to put definitions out. And what I want us to do is I don't know, maybe talk about why they're misused. But that's why this is where you come in. See, it's showcasing you, because you can translate, uh, any pettiness that might come up. Which I'm really getting through that. I've really been working on it. The pettiness is minimal now. Minimal. Not gone.
Yeah,
Minimal. So
got you.
So with that being said, let's get this going. All right. So we are at boom. Commonly misused terms. I own a small business and versus being self-employed. Okay. So I want to take the slide down for that, right? Small business versus self-employed. And I'm going to give a little context here. A small business is one, and they prompting a question I have for you. But a small business is one, just by definition, is one that usually operates. It's usually by federal law classifications under 500 employees, locally rooted, personally run. It's not a hobby. It's an economic entity unto its own. Okay. Typically, I define self-employed as one person that generates revenue, for themselves. That's my definition. I'm interested in your definition before all that of a business. Just what is a business. So
So
see,
we working with the two terms you brought up, or just the
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah. But I'm
Okay.
just saying in general, I guess it was to step back and probably should have been the first slide. What is a business? And that's that. I just thought about it while I was going through it. So I wanted to get your take on what is a business.
It's a vehicle. It's an economic vehicle.
Gotcha. Gotcha. We're not gonna go too deep just yet.
No, I'm the foam on the top of the coffee right now.
So it's an economic vehicle, and then we can say a small business is a and small is really it's a way of saying just not large because a large business has more characteristics that you can say since they're usually publicly traded, they have a presence in multiple markets. They you know
Et cetera, et cetera.
yeah, countries even, over 500 employees, blah 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 blah. So small business is essentially anything but that. Like, we have mid-sized businesses, but they have more characteristics of the larger business, but they're just not as big. So that's why small business sometimes is misleading. But anyhow, so let's take that. Okay. Do you see a definition between a difference between having a small business? So I'm not talking about the owner. I'm just saying a small business against a self-employed venture.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So let's get your take on it.
there's definitely a difference.
All right. All right.
Self-employed is you gotta get up in the morning. You gotta get it done. If you don't, it won't get done. Small businesses, you may not have to get up in the morning, but you gotta make sure you communicate to those that can get it done for you.
Interesting. Very interesting. I like that. See, that's what I'm saying. I needed you to say that because I'd probably say something else. I mean, no, not contradictory, but I would probably say something else. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
I think self-employed, a lot. I think that it comes also to if you staying one person and it's just you getting paid for what you do, whatever it is you do, you just get paid for what you do. To me, you're self-employed. I mean, all the revenue is tied to all your actions. So, you may have help, like your cousin may come help you on the weekends or something like that. Like, but you're self-employed. I mean, it's it. That's your job. Your scope can, and the fact is that you can't go but so far because it's on you, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, almost everybody starts there, but I think it's important for you to understand that you're self-employed. So there's certain things. It's like a video game. As you go up levels, I mean, different opportunities are there based on what you do. And those opportunities can involve taxes, da, 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 da. But we're not going to get it. That's not what this episode's about. It's just, we're just talking about a small business versus self-employed venture. So that's term number one. So just to put it, they're related, but they're not the same. So we're going to take yours to say a small business is an economic engine, right? Is that what you said?
Your economic vehicle.
Yeah, economic vehicle. So that's that. Boom. So we got that there. Slide number 2. Well, next term. This is the one I love right here. I'm gonna let you go on this one first. A business owner versus entrepreneur. Because this one right here, you talk about twisted up. Yeah, this is one. I yield. I seriously yield. You know, this one. Totally yield.
So, all right, business owner. A business owner operates from a brand perspective, right? And I'll go into that a little bit more. An entrepreneur doesn't necessarily operate from a brand perspective. They operate from an opportunity perspective. What the market needs, they will go and put something together to fulfill that need and in turn make money, a whole lot of money, and just keep making more money if they can.
Yeah, if it works out that way.
That's really an entrepreneur, right? And then the next stage of that, what you don't have, is philanthropists, and that's a whole nother deal
Oh yeah,
by
that's
itself, right? So it's easy to I guess conflate terms, misunderstand them, and even this goes back to, I'm gonna segue backward for a moment. Having an understanding of these words and these terms and etc. Again, leans on decisions that you're going to make when it comes to however you're generating revenue for your livelihood, right? And it also it also it can easily misrepresent people's perspectives when they're reaching out or they're trying to get professional help, right? Because then you don't have the proper placement of understanding in order to ask the right questions, and it's okay. That's why if you want to go fast, go by yourself. You want to go far, you go with other people, and other people is surrounding yourself with professionals, advisors, support, to help you get to that point. But so that's my take on business owner and entrepreneur.
All right, I got you. I concur. I'm going to add a little bit to it. So the business owner is someone that they own a business vehicle and they own it. You may not even run it or pay yourself, have a strategy, anything like that. You own that vehicle that we defined in the first section. And just to put something in there, you are cool. You're content. And I don't mean like, oh, whatever. You are content. Like you good. It operates. It's there. Is there. It's come about for some reason. Like you may have purchased it. You may have inherited it. It might have just fell in your lap. You might have worked there and the owner turned it over to you. Something like that. Or you might have started it, but it's cool. It's all right. Entrepreneurs are a little bit different. And I'm not, and that's not necessarily in a good way. Entrepreneurs see, following what you said, see market opportunity and try to solve a problem, fill a gap, do something. There's a cause beyond the economic satisfaction for an entrepreneur. And one of the defining differences is that the risk taking. So all businesses are risky, but entrepreneurs take risk. They take risks. Some calculated, and they're not reckless risks. They take risks. They see something that's not there, envision putting it there, and then they don't know how the story ends.
Yeah, and what's baked in is the fact that they're gonna lose some money doing this thing too.
Yeah, well, the both of them are. Well, the both of them can.
But as an entrepreneur, I believe that if you're going to create something that's not there because you see an opportunity, you know what they say, you got to spend money to make money.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean you spend it, doesn't mean you're going to make it right back. It's like playing the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. So they do that, but it's also like they spend money, but the money isn't central to what's going on.
Yeah, correct. It's not.
So it is not central. So and that's what you have going on, like the difference, because you know people, they start businesses, and we've met them, you know, and it's it's just a feeling for me at this point because I'm an entrepreneur. All right, I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. Before CPA license, I'm an entrepreneur. All right, so it becomes a thing where, hey, you see things. I mean, you just see things. It's weird too, man. It really is weird.
True.
Like you just see things, and then you're like, yeah. So you're like, yo, we should go ahead and do that. So you know, um, I, it's hard to even put in words because that's entrepreneurship is like, it's bananas. And you just say, oh, well, yeah, we could do that, whatever. You're not thinking about the money. Like you just like, oh, here's a solution. So, I say that, but it's more about the risk taking, just to keep it simple, because we're doing a glossary, just to keep it simple. Entrepreneurs tend to be more risk averse, not risk averse. They're more risky. And it's more about fixing something, doing something. That the onus is that, where small business owners concentrating on the business, just the money,
Yeah,
really.
stability and profitability, right, for
Yeah,
the business.
that's a great way of saying it. That's
And the entrepreneur looking for like growth, expansion, innovation, things like that.
yeah, and building. I think that's the other characteristic too.
Yeah.
Want to build a
I think
business.
all of them share the same building aspect.
Oh no, the reason I say that is because you get people. If I inherited it from somebody or I bought it from somebody, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to grow it. So this is why I say, someone that buys a franchise is not an entrepreneur to me.
No, but I mean, but not you're right in what you're saying. However, it's still a building. They gotta want to make some money, build
Oh
the
yeah, they want to build revenue.
company. You're right. Like even if they don't scale it 100%, maybe there's a small percentage in there that they want to scale and maybe increase the profitability and stability of it. That's still building.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is why we having this discourse, because you're saying that because of who you are. You see what I'm saying? That's why you see it in that way. There are business owners that legitimately they like, I'm good. I'm like, it's just smooth sailing. I mean, they looking forward to the exit plan and retire. And this is why the nuance to it is so, because it'll take someone like someone that has a deli, for instance, right? Popular deli, doing good numbers. Opportunity comes to them. Hey, there's a place across town where you can open up. One might say, hey, no idea. We go ahead and look at both of them, get the same information. It's good. Everything's good. One individual might say, yeah, I think that's a good, that expands our market over there, XYZ. Other things might come out of it. The other person's like, nah, I'm good. And so that's what I'm saying. Like one of them, I'm good. It's also, you can only speak from your own experience.
Yeah, true.
I'm just saying, it's people that I can tell, like they good. They're not there. There's people that's starting that think they entrepreneurs and they not. And that's what I'm saying. That there's people they think they are. But
Well, we're in a word salad out, these days.
I know that's why we're breaking out the stems. In music now, you could break it into stems. We're breaking out the stems. This is, and I'm telling you, because for me, I'm like, I gotta know what you want. If you're an entrepreneur, you're different than a business owner. You might be all entrepreneurs own a business, but all business owners are not entrepreneurs. That's that's the thing. But even on some simple thing, like you might own a business you have nothing to do with. Passive, I own it. I own this or that business. I don't, as long as I get my $200 a month, what do I care? But it could
That's what
be,
I said earlier. And business owners operate from the brand.
yeah,
They own the name. You know what I mean?
or they just own shares in it.
Oh
They
yeah,
could be, yeah, they
right.
be passive. See what I'm saying? They operating from is strictly economic. It has nothing to do. So, but entrepreneurs, and I know this is not making anything clearer, but the thing is,
Somebody pick up on it.
yeah, but I mean, the big point is that the entrepreneurship is about, I go back to motivation. I think the motivation is different for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because you're constantly pursuing opportunities that you see that no, because it's a you could think about it as competition, right? Whether it's for yourself or against others. But you like, wait, there's you could just be in a regular conversation. You could be watching the TV, watching the news, a thought comes to you, an idea comes to you, like, wait a minute, we can actually go ahead and leverage that, put something together and see how the market responds to it. Right. So that's the difference. Entrepreneurs could be in and out,
Yeah,
right? And so a business owner is locked in,
to their,
really locked in. You
yeah.
do everything to lock you in. Uh,
Mm.
and so you constantly trying to, again, for your business owner terminology, for those that are cool and good, for those business owners that are looking to grow the brand, they try to grow the brand,
Yeah.
products, services, customer support, so on and so forth,
Well, see,
right?
yeah, you talking operationally. But I'm
Okay.
saying it's who you are. That's why it's like we not defining for you. It's for people to understand, and it's not to label you. I just think it's to put into the. It's like a glossary for, in some ways, maybe dealing with me, but I don't know. Just like a glossary. Like, look, and also I'm trying to just deal with people feel like they gotta be something that they're not.
No, I don't think I think, well, people become who they are based off of what they know, right? And so you only make decisions based off of what you know. So getting them to understand the importance to differentiate these terminologies and what goes along to define what those terminologies are is important, to help them make better decisions, to be able to look at anything that has to do with economic um, development or growth, or whatever word you want to use. I think it's important to know, so you can, again, ask the right questions, ask yourself the right questions, ask those people around you the right questions, be able to look at situations and analyze it so you can get to the questions that you need to get to. Because being on your own, business owner, entrepreneur, philanthropist, whatever, founder, let's not forget that word, right?
Yeah.
um, you got to be able to have critical thinking. You got to be able to think critically, and you got to be able to understand the difference between certain phases too. And so this is why this is important. Whether people think it's our opinion or not, Guess what? We have a bunch of resources. Do your own homework and come up with your own interpretation and understanding of things, right? But we setting the table because with AI in the way now, there's a lot of misinterpretation. There's a lot of misunderstandings. There's a lot of I would say circumventing the process because people are leaning on it, and the AI is taking up identities and creating voices that people can't sit still to think about and actually write for themselves, right? And so it's important, and then it's also important because the type of groups that you're around. You can't be you could be a business owner and be a part of an entrepreneur group, but you're not going to be risk averse is totally different. Somebody might want the group of people might be talking about dropping 100K each on a particular invention or idea to go and seize the market. Business owner ain't thinking like that. 100,000, he like shit. I'm just trying to make payroll.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah. But it's a two deal. You know, it's a serious. I mean, it takes a lot of forms. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the issue is that it takes a lot of forms, and they are interchangeable.
Yeah.
But it's like understanding like your intent. And my whole thing is about you understand what you're going in for. And I'm not saying that you can't, you know, like it's one way or the other. Like you can't make no moves one way or the other. For me, it's more about look, especially when you're starting. You know, you go to people, and it's back to a lot of our normal stuff. Is like the way you structure a business plan is going to be different if you're an entrepreneur against you trying to like. If I'm building one lemonade stand, then that's it. That's all I want to do. That's it. That plan is totally different than if I want to build lemonade stands throughout the city, the state, the region. You know, because one stand, for instance, I don't have to think about logistics. You know what I'm saying? And so I own that immediately. But anyway, it's going too far. All right. So, but look, entrepreneur, more risk taker, business owner, still can grow, still wants to grow, but they take less risk. I think,
Now to add on to your ending, you
yeah.
can be all.
No. What I'm saying, every entrepreneur is a business owner.
Yeah.
I'm just saying every business owner is an entrepreneur. That's what
Yeah.
I'm
I get that.
saying.
I'm just saying to those that's just joining now,
Yeah.
you can be all.
Yeah.
Right? Founder, I started it. Owner, I run it. Entrepreneur, I grew it. You know what I mean? Something like that.
But you know the it's not over. You know the next term, and
Yeah,
I'm totally gonna shut up.
I'm out.
I was shut up with, all right. You got this one. All right. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And those the terms.
Okay. This word right here, Chief Executive Officer. Their only job is to set and hold the direction that the company goes in. And they are fully accountable for the results.
To who? Typically, by definition.
To the people they serve.
No doubt.
Right? And so they serve staff, employees, relationships, partnerships, the public, the customers, the clients, That's who CEOs serve, because this is where this falls into that there's another word that links on to the back of this. It's a trailer.
Oh, there.
Right? It hooks up. It shouldn't be disconnected. There shouldn't be an opportunity for any kind of separation. Right? I think they are wedded together indefinitely. But what hooks up to this term here is the word leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now leading and leadership is two different things, right? Either way, that's what that is. Setting a direction, holding the direction, and being responsible for the results. That's the role of a CEO. Means they're not doing the intake calls. They're not doing operational stuff. They're not. They're just saying, hey, here's our target. It's the captain of the ship. He's not down there bringing up the anchor, dropping the anchor, moving the sails. He's not doing none of that. He's looking. He's in the top part of the ship. He's on the mic. He's reading the charts, and they're going, making sure they get to where they got to go. And if there's any storms, you got to revert that. If anybody gets sick, it's on him. Anybody get injured, it's on him to make sure to get them to safety. It's on him that his staff is mentally, physically, emotionally, financially prepared to handle whatever comes. That's really his job. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay. So I have a question.
Okay.
I'm rolling off your definition. If you are self-employed, can you fit into the definition you just gave? The whole definition that you just laid out there. Oh boy. But either I froze or you froze. Look, we got froze out on it. I don't know what happened. My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm getting at is the term CEO is used, following up on Kory's definition, that it's a leadership position. And when you're a CEO in small business, you might be the janitor. But it takes a different definition. CEO in popular situations is considered, is considered this. It's a title. It's actually like almost a how could we say it, like a heralded. You're a CEO. So a lot of small business owners come in and they want to say they CEOs. And I get it. You don't know what to call yourself. CEO. All right. Beautiful. But I just have this thing that I don't run around saying CEO, number one. It may have a different name or whatever, but I think people misuse this term more than any other term. People love to introduce themselves as CEOs and the chief executive, but they're doing all the work. If you're the chief executive, you usually have more. You have a team, and so I just feel like it's misused. People use the term for, I don't know, respect, or people. It sounds good. I'm the CEO of L&L Trucking or something like that. And it maybe it's a term of aspiration or something. I don't know what it is. But I just feel like it's misused. It's a pet peeve of mine. And there's no other way for me to say it. If there are a lot of terms you can use other than this, but it's just a pet peeve of mine. That's fine. People use it, but especially when you're using a term and you haven't done a lot of research on business in general and understand, because if you're the CEO, there's certain things that I feel as though I can ask you and you would know if you're the CEO. The only one that's used worse is CFO, because CFO is used for whoever does the books, and that's not necessarily a CFO. But anyway, I don't know what's happening. The homie is I don't know where we went, but I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. We'll hold for him to come back. I'm not sure what's happening, but we're gonna get into the next term, strategy. Another term used a lot. Strategy. Strategy, strategy, strategy. Strategy. I don't know if people understand what the term strategy means, but strategy is a method by which we're going to achieve a goal. That's what strategy is. So in order to have a strategy, you have to have a goal. That's the deal. You have to have a goal in order to institute a strategy. People run around and use the term strategic and that, like, and I'm just, we're just trying to share more information on how to use these things so that you're using the term properly, but also that you're doing whatever the term is properly. So you have to have goals in business, people. Got to have goals in business. And strategy is pretty simple. How you going to get to that goal? I would almost say that this term is underused. People don't really talk about this a lot in detail because it's not an exciting topic and you won't get the response from somebody. In terms of strategy, people probably check out. You start talking about your strategy, people probably check out on you. They don't want to hear it. It's very detailed, very technical. Because you get into strategy, but it doesn't have to be. Strategy can really be simple, and actually, the easier it is, if it's simple, it's easier for people to digest, and then you can do your thing, explaining it, and they can get it, but people can understand what you're talking about. But strategy is an underused term. But remember, strategy is nothing more than the method that you're going to use to achieve your goal. Simple as that. Let's go on to the next term. This one, personally, I'm going to hit this. Look, this is just for people to have clarity to understand us, what we got going on. it's basically, like bookkeeping, accounting, advisory, and all that. Oh man, those are three things. Those are actually our services, but they each mean different things. They each have their own identities. Like bookkeeping, in short, here in my words, real quick, bookkeeping is the act of recording information. Accounting is the act of analyzing, reporting, digging into the information. And advisory is us telling you what the information is, explaining it. So those are the three elements of that there. That's what's happening with that situation. So those are the you know, those are what we have. That's all the definitions here. You know, we having a ill technological deal here. Let me see if I can bring him in on the vocal side. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. You're not on, right? Yeah, it's still on.
No, you're not on.
What do you mean, my picture?
You I don't know if you've been talking, but you're done. Everything clicked off, even me.
Yeah, but it's still showing on the YouTube.
I'm on it now. All I see is our cover page on YouTube.
Yeah, this thing says it's still live. I don't know what the heck's going on. Yo, I'm still on right now. I'm still talking.
Oh yeah, well you was nothing was coming through it. Oh, really? Okay, well let's keep going because I can't hear you.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, we doing it on we still well, whatever, it might still be recording, but I'm almost done. So,
oh, that's crazy. But so then I was talking the whole time. Did you hear me?
No, you just froze, and then the joint just went out of here. I'm just going to end it.
You froze too, so it's crazy.